Hello and welcome to Scaredlands, a family affair. This is episode 16, Road Trip. When last we gathered, the adventurers had a shared nightmare in which they saw Cheshire and Zopa meet a terrible end at the hands of the Obsidian Hound. It was not a good time for anyone involved. But fortunately, it was just a dream. Their father, your father, the group's father, said he would handle it, basically. Left everyone with a few instructions. Then drugged Amethyst, stole the whip, and stole a mock dragon, and took off to parts unknown.
As one does.
I'd like to think that the mock dragon went willingly. The mock dragon was like, yeah, I'll go.
You up to some shit? I'm on board.
Right?
Be back to Callendar, are you?
Leaving you with the rough instructions to head toward the Gleaming Valley. Why? Yeah. Right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then we were told we could acquire items.
Yes, you were told to loot the treasury, basically. And we will get into what you chose momentarily. But before we do, I just want to... hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. B, I would like to point out that the Dead Man's Rust Kickstarter is going on, and we made our base goal. Yay!
So exciting!
As of this moment, we are... looks like about 315, I'm bad at math, dollars away from our next stretch goal.
Nice.
Which will unlock some nifty virtual tabletop assets that will go along with Chapter 1 of Dead Man's Rust, which you also can get the pre-edited current approved manuscript of if you back. You get chapters, the introduction, Chapter 1, and Chapter 2 just came out today, which covers all of the Broadreach elf clans as well as the Broadreach dwarf clan.
Yay!
And also the second part of the appendix came out today, which has all the NPCs that you would need to run all of those plot hooks. They're listed in there. So I think it's an average of 3 plot hooks per clan. So you're looking at basically 90 side quests. And all of the system information you need to apply those side quests. There's a lot of good stuff in today's update.
It's worth it just for the tribal elder.
It is worth it just for... It is worth it just for the tribal elder. It's a... but yeah, it's I think it's like 42 NPCs or something like that you get with it.
Skyrim level side quests,
all types of stuff. So please go back that if you haven't done so already. If you have done so, thank you, and tell all your friends to do the same. The other thing I wanted to make sure that you were aware of is it's Cyber Monday, so the Cyber Monday sale is still going on over at Drive-Thru RPG. Most Scaredland stuff is 25% off. Including community content, including Frostlands Ephemeralic, which was worked on by The Assembled. So, if you haven't bought that yet, you have no excuse. It's on sale. Go buy it. Also, wanted to let you know that Part 6 of Yugman's Guide to Gelspad came out last week, as did the Creature Collection Virtual Tabletop Assets Pack, which is pertinent for a couple reasons. One, it's full of cool... every creature that's in Creature Collection, it's a cool token for them. And 2, it also has a ton of maps from the encounters that are included in the Creature Collection book, but also a couple of bonus maps that are fun and lovely. And those are available at the link I just shared in the chat. I'll make sure to put all this stuff in the show notes as well. And if you want to play yourself an awesome little ranger, pick up Yugman's Part 6, which has, in addition to some spells and magic items and fun stuff, has the Hornsaw Sentinel subclass. So There you go. Knock yourselves out. Now I have done all the sales pitching. We can get into the storytelling. The reason for the season, why we are here. So, you all had gathered. You were given basically a license to raid the armory here. What did you acquire? Let's start with Jedryn.
Right. Jedryn goes through, sort of picking, no. Picks up an elven razor bow, cuts herself in the face with it. It's like, nope. Finally comes out, torn between a pair of slippers and a some kind of hooded cloak, and is like, puts the cloak back and is like, someday. Also comes up to each of you and is like, you got room for a ring? Put one of these on. So in total, I got a tankard of sobriety, which is a thing with which one can drink and not get drunk, which since I'm a lying ass weaselly little spy, I figured that's a handy thing to have.
That is a handy
saves
thing
you
to
the
have.
trouble of, watering down the drink and slopping it as you're drinking and all that other messy crap. I got slippers of spider climbing. And I also found a box of rings of the pack. And what those do is you can use a bonus action to sense one or more other people within you who are wearing rings from the same set. You know where they are, what direction they're moving, and roughly how fast. So
we can find each other.
Yeah, exactly. Which I figure would be good.
I feel like those were taken specifically because Korggix doesn't listen.
No.
Yes.
I mean, it's definitely a factor. But we as a group are up to shit. And so it's a good idea for us to have a little bit more of a, connection. They're a common item. They don't require attunement.
They don't require attunement?
I don't believe so. I will recheck, but
okay.
I'm pretty sure they don't.
Great.
They might not. I don't recall.
Yeah. Everything else seemed to.
They do require attunement.
They do require attunement.
I was incorrect about that.
But they're a nice way to stay in touch with one another and be aware of where everyone is. They're good for tactical use.
Yeah.
And so, excellent. And was there anything else that Jedryn had picked up?
Various non-magical crap. Bunch more arrows, slightly better armor, antitoxin, found some nice silk rope, stuffed a healer's kit away, found a magnifying glass that apparently nobody knew about and grabs that, and a disguise kit and a forger's kit, because you never know.
It's important to have all of those things. Good. I'm glad that you're well stocked.
Yeah. If you're going to be a lying sack of crap, you should be an effective, efficient lying sack of crap.
I agree wholeheartly. We're going to jump over Zopa for a minute because I know that she's going to be complicated. Triss, what did you grab?
Oh my god.
She's just so extra.
He is pretty extra.
I found this saddle. I was like, I really need to get a better saddle for Slaughter. And I found one, but I was like, well, it's too small. But then I discovered it was magical. Magical saddles do resize by magically, right?
Yes, they do.
Saddle of the Master Rider. It's an SLPG. It means it's not a whole lot, but it means that to mount and dismount, it's only 5 feet.
Right.
And you get a advantage on saves not to fall off your damn horse. I figured that would be handy riding a frickin' dragon.
Yes, that will be helpful.
And not something you need to attune to, unless the mount has to attune to it. Also requested a tattoo.
Okay.
A ghost hand pattern tattoo, which lets you cast one spell per day. Once per day, you can cast a spell that's normally a touch at range, which, given how often people get hurt, figured would be really cool to use for the Cure Light.
It's a handy thing to have.
Yep. And then finally, I found this armor made of a tree. Oaken breastplate armor.
Excellent.
Which is another Scarred Lands item. All three of these, in fact, are in the SLPG. And then mundane, I didn't really have anything specifically in mind, so just refills on my existing kits, I guess, if I was running low, and maybe some stuff to help with transporting our flesh stripper crew.
Probably spend 20 gold on topping off your supplies, basically, and whatnot. All right, cool. Rock and roll. I'm going to skip Cheshire because I know Cheshire's part of this nonsense enough. So, Millie, what did you acquire?
I kept things super simple and got 2 Moon Touch short swords because I don't have dark vision, and also they're magic weapons. And a +1 longbow, but I also didn't know tattoos were an option.
There's not that many common tattoos, to be fair.
It's true.
There's like 2. Most of them are rare, but they're really good.
Yeah, common. You could get a tattoo. There's also there is a College of Needles bard here as well. That in exchange for your uncommon item could give you a tattoo of inspiration at a D8, which you can use once a day to give yourself bardic inspiration at a D8.
Ooh, cool.
So that's an option if anybody wants to change their mind. You can get that. Other common tattoos, I don't have the SLPG in front of me right this moment.
Like 2 or 3, not many.
Yeah. Ghost hand pattern, I know. That's really the only.
Ghost hand pattern is just damn handy.
Mother's tongue sigil is common, and that lets you speak to any beast or comprehend its response for 10 minutes. Basically, it's speak with animals once a day. But I can already do that, so. I
think that's it for commons.
Yeah.
And then, so did you want to swap out one of those weapons for a tattoo, Millie?
Maybe. I need to look at the tattoos.
Okay, think about that while you're looking that one over. The inspiration tattoo is not listed in there, but it is described in Yugman's Guide to Gelspad Part 6.
Dun, dun, dun.
Along with the College of Needles Bard. All right, so...
Here's up today.
Buy the toy.
I wish. We could start selling toys.
I'll get right on it. That
My little horn saw.
Friendship is stabby. So Korggix, what did you pick up?
I just grabbed a cloak of protection, and I also grabbed the tattoo, the witch hands tattoo.
Ghost hand. Oh,
yeah, it's good. It's a good tattoo. It's nice to have. Any other acquisitions?
No, just because it would all require somebody to go into D&D Beyond and add stuff, because I don't know how, so I kept it simple.
Well, I'm always happy to do that for you, but I'm also always happy for you to keep shit simple. That's fine. While Millie's looking over tattoos, while she's like in the shop looking at Flash, Zopa, what the hell are you doing to me here?
So Zopa's looking around and she's like eyeing things. Oh, that would be nice. That would be nice. Kind of the same thing when Jedryn cuts herself. Do you remember you're not allowed to have sharp things?
Hey.
Watch that.
Not allowed to have sharp things I'm not proficient with.
That's fair. She also grabbed some arrows and a healer's kit. And then she notices this little amulet laying there, and she remembers one of the other initiates in the Scaled had one, and she picks it up and she looks at Cheshire. And she walks over and she puts it on his neck, and then she like gives him a big hug, And she's like, please never, ever, ever, ever take this off. Ever. Ever. And she gives him a periapt of wound closure. And then as she leans away from him and wipes some tears away, because that vision was pretty fucked up, Travis.
Thanks.
Yeah. She wipes some tears away and she glances down at the sword he's holding. Which, do you want to describe it?
Yeah. So in my whole escapades, somehow I broke my sword by testing it on a unbreakable arrow. Apparently it is unbreakable. My sword was not. And in my desperation, I was like, grab a thing that looks kind of like a sword. And it is a long, like a 3 to 4 foot kind of curved blade and a teal sheath with a kind of serpent-like dragon around the sheath.
And Zopa's eyes get really wide and she's like, where did you get that?
And then he will like take his cloak and kind of like hide it because he's a little ashamed he broke his actual sword on an arrow.
No. I need to see that. Let me see it.
I found it. It looks like I can cut things with it.
I'm just like staring at it. This was our mother's sword. Where did you find this?
I don't know, somewhere back there.
And then this like little glint shows up in her eye and she's like, wait, you found it here?
I'm going to slowly take it back.
And she starts looking around for who watches this place? Is there like a guard or?
Well, I mean, there's various folks that have numerous assignments. If you're talking about this specifically like the armory, there are a couple of elves that basically are like quartermasters there.
Okay. I'll grab Cheshire by the arm and drag him that direction rather than stealing his sword away. And when I get to the quartermaster, I'll be like, where did you find this? And it's like partially anger, but also like she's so like excited to have found it. So
the elf takes it and looks it up and down and says, oh, this was brought in about 3 years ago, I believe. Oftentimes, when the scouts are out, if there's a battle, they will bring back the spoils of the battlefield. I believe this came in with one of those.
Can I just insight him just in case?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because why not?
As far as you know, they're telling the truth.
Okay. Again, I hug Cheshire. And I'm like, never, ever, 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 ever let that go. Ever, ever. And then I'll walk out. And I'll grab some healing potions on the way too. Because everyone
I just need
keeps
this
dying.
in this chair.
Right?
Right. And Cheshire, what were you doing with that unbreakable arrow that you were testing your sword on?
So I assume that this place has some kind of like chalk or paint or like a teal ribbon. It doesn't have to be teal, but in my mind it has to be teal. And I want to take that teal ribbon and like tie it around. And then I want to walk up to Millie wherever she is and then put it in her quiver and let her know like this arrow will never go away.
Neat. Thank you. I hug you.
And then,
Cheshire's getting all the hugs today.
and then I will grab me some splint armor, a nice like wide brim hat, and a cloak of billowing because that is perfect for Cheshire.
Oh my God, yes.
You notice that they have a wide selection of nearly identical wide brimmed hats. They're sort of black hats with kind of like a flat top to them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, please get that gaudy thing out of here.
Yes.
Can we all get necromancer hats?
There's like 20 of them. There was a disagreement with some necromancers from Holofaust, and they take the spoils of the battlefield. So, yeah, you can all have them. They're buy one get one free. Get these things out like that.
They're buy zero, get all of them free.
I love the idea of running around as a little rat person wearing a necromancer hat.
Especially one that was sized for like a half orc. So it's like this.
Right. If you fall off of something, you can use it as a parachute.
Well, just like what was it, Cole from Dragon Age with the giant.
There you go.
Massive hat.
You may have as many Holofaustian hats as you want. They literally have like 20 of them.
Okay, fine, I will.
We were talking about those hats on Friday.
Once you have finished your shopping trip, Millie, you can make a note that you have an unbreakable arrow now as well. Did you settle on a tattoo or decide against it?
Yes, I would also like a ghost hand pattern for reasons.
Every time we use it, we have to do like some like Captain Planet shit. Where we're all like, yeah,
powers combined.
With our powers combined, we can heal anybody within 30 feet.
I think it's 90 feet on the witch hand.
If I didn't have to run into the middle of battle to heal Cheshire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we all touch our hands together and then allow one person to cast a spell, the range is increased to 270 feet. That's how it works, right?
No. That is not how it works.
But I love it. I forgot to mention I also picked up a feat. They're okay. It's okay to pick up a feat, right?
Yeah, feats are fine.
And it was a Scarlands feat.
Yeah, I meant to bring that up. I was looking around. Since it was an armory, I was more interested in food that the elves ate. And I was also kind of looking for a cartographer, like somebody who did maps or something in this place.
Food is largely like a vegetarian diet. As far as a cartographer, there's plenty of maps here.
Well, I was looking for somebody who could try and help me figure out like fragments of a map. These were just kind of, I've always had them. Like even when I was a slave in Clastia, like it was part of what was on my person always. And I don't really remember a time when I didn't have them, but I don't really know what they're for or where they go. And I have the journal fragments too of just like stuff that I've kept notes of and notes of I don't even remember from when I was presumably a kid or if they were even written by me in the first place. But I was just hoping if somebody could be like, oh yeah, that's clearly of this place or something. But
they look it over kind of while you're doing your shopping. And when you return, they tell you that they're not sure, but they do believe that if you could get somewhere with a library, they're pretty sure that some of these markings are in ancient Lydian. So if you can get somewhere that has a library that you could reference that, Lokiel, Leone, Holofaust, Shelzar would probably have one. I'm sure
the whole time that they're telling me this, I'm like looking around for my siblings. I'm like, does anybody know where the fuck these places are?
But yeah, somewhere where there's a significant library would be able to help you with the translation. Or if you can find a very wizened and studied wizard.
Gotcha. Yeah, and if they have any uncooked meat, I would like to grab as much of it as I can. I know they don't have a lot, but if they're willing to part with it.
I say, actually, your sisters came through and took all of our uncooked meat not that long ago.
I figured that might be a problem. Kind of like kick the dirt and walk away.
And what were you saying about feats? Sorry?
Oh, me?
Yes.
I took Ghost Speaker.
Okay.
It's +1 to wisdom, and you can comprehend, and I figure organically I can discover I have this. You can comprehend and verbally communicate with the undead even if they cannot speak.
Okay.
And double proficiency bonus when make insight or persuasion checks against non-hostile undead. Given where I think we're going, maybe eventually, and I wanted a +1 to wisdom. I thought maybe this might be handy someday.
It might come in handy.
But I will. I can discover it organically.
And did you say that you had a feat as well, Gix?
I do.
What feat did you take?
Flesh Eater.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
My favorite.
That'll come in. Well, it'll be compounded as time goes on. Don't worry. But it's very in line with my teeth.
And is there anything else that any of you want to do before you leave town or before you leave this settlement?
If it's at all possible, I would probably ask around to find out if anyone knew where that sword came from. Just trying to track back who they murdered to get it.
Ew.
Oh, sure. Make an investigation check. No dice.
That's all right. These things happen.
Yeah, nobody here remembers it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
It was a long shot.
may come as a surprise. We kill a lot of people.
I have found that it's the case when stepping out your door in Scarred Lands.
Yeah, there might be somebody who's not here right now that would know. That could be that the person who found that is no longer with us. But, I can ask around, and if our paths cross again, let you know.
That'd be great.
They also, Amethyst tells you that she will provide you escorts to the edge of the grove.
Oh, nice.
That's all she can spare. They'll get you there quick and safely, but once you're free of Galeeta's Grove, you're on your own. And she will do her best to find you, get in contact with you if she finds your father, or when Virduk's head is on a pike, whichever comes first.
And if you do find our father first, please go gentle on him. I know he deserves it, but please be easy on him.
She says,
Yeah, he's a well-meaning dipshit.
I won't do anything permanent to him.
And just to confirm, they didn't have any way of dealing with Sir Sasha?
They do not, no.
Yeah. I'm definitely not leaving her here, so.
No, me either.
I figured as much. All right, go ahead.
I was going to say, we got to get her somewhere with clerics who give a shit about this kind of thing.
Well,
relatively advanced clerics. I mean, she is...
Wherever the clerics or maybe a wizard might know, then that would be useful. And I kind of held out my hand. It's just like crumpled pieces of parchment. I'm like, the people here have told me that maybe an elf, or not an elf, a wizard might know what these are to. So it'll be a double bonus. We'll get to take care of Sir Sasha for keeping us alive, and maybe I'll figure out where these are from too.
I did think of one other thing.
Yes.
A rope ladder to get on and off Slaughter.
That's fine. Not a bad plan.
Several of us
you have a magic saddle, so that'll make it easy.
That does make it easier.
It'll slide down. It'll be like one of those lifts that you get put on your car for like an accessibility lift. So what you should have before you now is a map that is scaled out with 1 square equaling 10 miles. Please do tell me where you would like to go, which way you would like to take. You have a couple of routes available to you.
Through Halfling country.
You want to go through the Heteronomy?
Makes sense. Safer.
I do probably know some people there, here and there.
Yeah, you have a couple of friendly places there between yourselves and your dad.
Yeah, and there are hand signals, basically. And
the only argument that I'll bring up for going through New Veneer is there's a good chance we can get Sarah Sasha fixed, returned, softened,
Well, and that's the opposite direction of Classia, which is probably the best way to keep them alive after.
I'm going to point something out to you, which is 1, New Veneer is part of the Empire, and 2, they worship Belsmith in kind of a hardcore way.
Thus the heteronomy of Virduk, Halfling country.
I mean,
I am completely fine with that.
And
I
there's
like
Slitherin there too.
I'd rather get her taken care of sooner than later, but their shit comes at a seriously steep price, and we are already into how many gods now?
And
so,
to give you a real world analog, if Shelzar is Las Vegas, New Veneer is Coney Island in 1978.
Yeah.
And Erlin's Atlantic City.
It's filthy. It's gang ridden. You're very likely to get mugged just because you're there.
Yeah. The drugs are great, but don't eat the hot dogs.
All the rides are operated by people who smell like cigarettes and cabbage.
Right. Yes.
The sequel to Vigilant is set place entirely in New Veneer. So,
Yep.
Boy,
and Familia specifically.
I look forward to reading it. And
As
then
somebody who was
showering
super
right
excited to go to Coney Island when they were a kid.
So I was suggesting we go through the heteronomy.
Is that a consensus? Are you all good with going through the heteronomy?
I mean, nobody here wants to go to Fangsfall with me, so.
One day. We'll get there one day.
You'd have to go through one of those to get there anyway. So.
Yeah.
Right. What'd you say, Ayli?
I mean, you can go through the Zafisk, I suppose. And then get a boat.
And then we could take, what's that road to Hollowfast called again?
The road to Hollowfast.
The Bone Road or something like that?
No.
But, okay, so anywhere, is there a particular angle of approach you want to take, or you just want to go as the crow flies?
There's roads to follow that might be easier, although we do stand out a bit.
I mean, but is anybody really going to fuck with us when we have a giant mock dragon?
Yeah.
So that does raise a question. I'm assuming we're not going to frickin' Glivet Hotel because hell no. So we're going to the Hornsaw, or are we going straight to the Gleaming Valley?
Going to the Gleaming Valley. It's safer to go
I don't think we need to
Hollowfast.
go to the Hornsaw anymore because dear old dad decided to dear old fuck off without us. So
kind of leaving it up to Zopa.
Yeah.
I'm just happy we're traveling in the general direction of where I feel like I need to go. So I'm happy with that.
I definitely agree with Jedryn that there's no reason to go to this Glivet Hotel.
Yeah, why on earth would you go to Glivet Hotel?
Rest. What?
Why on earth would you go to Glivet Hotel? It's a terrible idea.
Right.
No, but I thought you were talking about going to the Gleaming Valley.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't that work? So if we...
Yeah, so I'd say the safest way would definitely be through the heteronomy, and then maybe...
There's a road to Hollowfast, and then there's a road from Hollowfast to...
But if we're going to go to Hollowfast, I look at Sir Sasha. They
might have a way to get her unstuck, and then we just take a right.
I don't know much about Hollowfast, and the things I've heard don't sound fun.
But we're wearing their hats.
Yeah, I don't think that would be a wise idea to wear those in.
It'd be fine.
If we do decide to stop. Where'd you get those?
You just need to obtain a good lawyer. My character doesn't know that. Yeah.
All right, so beeline through the heteronomy, across the Broadreach River to Hollowfast. That's your plan?
Seems to be.
Through a little bit of the festering fields, huh?
There's a road.
North Edge.
North Edge.
Hopefully, yeah.
I got it.
As long as you can get through it, yeah, it'll be fine. I can't imagine any circumstance that might drop in your lap and maroon you in the festering fields.
Sounds like a lovely place. I don't know what
Which I might add is one of my favorite geographical features in all of Gelspad.
Festering Field is pretty awesome. I mean, for GMs.
A couple hundred square miles of necromantic energy.
Yep.
All right. Are you while you're traveling by map?
Required. You have to.
That's
sing
why
this
I've been
song.
humming that damn song for like 2 weeks because you keep doing it.
So,
Yep.
what's your travel plan? What's your approach going to be to this travel? Are you gonna stick to like 8 hours a day? Are you going to do forced marches? Are you going to what's our plan here? How fast
Are we
trying to get
still
there?
having nightmares? I think that's the real clincher.
I would like
Surprised.
each one of you. I would like each one of you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, if you don't mind. Millie, you have disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so Triss, you're not having nightmares anymore. Millie, you are. Korggix, you definitely are, but they're not even. They're so much worse.
I don't
than-
even sleep because they're so bad.
Right. They're so much worse than just that dog. Jedryn, you're still having nightmares. Cheshire, you're not. Surprisingly. And Zopa, you are.
Is it based on the hound, or is it just other nightmares?
Most of your nightmares are about the hound.
Okay.
They're not shared. You discover that pretty much right away. You're not having like a shared nightmare. You're just all traumatized by what you saw.
Yeah.
But Gix, your nightmares are utterly different.
Not
And
on par for Gix's life.
in your nightmares, you feel a hunger unlike anything you've ever experienced. And
I got to drop out for a minute, and then I will be right back.
do your thing. Just if you can, leave your camera on.
I shall.
In the nightmare, you try to feed yourself. You eat meat. You eat live animals. You start eating plants and people. In one particularly graphic nightmare, you eat part of your father. Nothing satiates this hunger until, like, on the fourth night, as you're just running through and eating the entire contents of a small village, you come upon a pair of, like, weeping children, like, while their mother is hanging from your mouth. And the sheer horror that they experience and the despair that they experience as they realize that everything that they know has been destroyed is being ripped asunder in front of them, that despair satiates your hunger.
Do you tell us about any of this?
No,
Welcome to Travis Land.
I definitely do not tell you any of that. But I'm sure, I mean, my appetite has noticeably grown regardless. And before, when I was kind to animals and, like, I would always, like, really take care of them and go out of my way for them because I felt a lot of camaraderie just because of how I've been treated, and I don't understand why animals are abused and things like that. Now I kind of look at them with a slight tinge in the eye, like, well, you know, I am a little hungry. So there seems to be some inner conflict and turmoil.
Notice change in his demeanor.
The Titan I follow and the Titan you're connected with are absolutely opposed.
I would assume
This is a problem.
I would assume that these changes in demeanor are not lost on any of you. I would assume that you're all able to put it together pretty quickly.
I definitely don't hide it. I look worried, like I don't fully understand. It's almost like puberty, if that makes sense. Like, I'm starting to figure out shit, and I'm kind of starting to connect the dots, but I don't really like where the dots are headed.
And after the fifth day of travel, you arrive at a campsite and start setting yourselves up.
And we're well out of Gleda's Grove at this point.
Well out of Gleda's Grove. You're deep into the Heteronomy at this point.
So, like, while we're walking along and we notice this change, I've been, like, walking next to Cheshire pretty much the whole time, and it's probably becoming annoying to Cheshire. But I just keep, like, if people pass us on the road, I move to be in between Cheshire and them. But as we notice that Gix is getting more and more not so Gix, I'll walk over and just be like, hey, Gix, eat a Snickers. No, I will say...
I would definitely eat it.
Right?
I just wouldn't look happy afterwards.
Are you
like
okay?
I kind of, it's almost like I hold out my hand for another one whenever you give me something. I'm like, oh well. And it's not even like it's expected, it's almost like a want.
Yeah. You seem off. Is everything all right?
Yep. Sure is. And I'm like, it's almost like the 1,000-yard stare. I'm like looking through you when I say.
Are you still having the dreams? I'm still having the dreams too. I totally get it.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, Millie, you broke up.
I don't dream.
I'm definitely spying on this conversation.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm straight up lying, by the way. But Gix is definitely doing his best, although he does succumb to it just naturally. But you notice that I am up when you go to bed.
Yeah.
And when you get up, I am already up.
Is there anything I could do to help?
I'm just really hungry. I feel like I can never eat enough. And then when I do eat, it feels like I haven't. And then I'm more hungry. So maybe help me forage for some food, but not anything that's a plant.
I can do that.
Yeah. As much as possible.
Cursed.
Can I do like a check to catch? Because like right now she's just thinking he's just hungry. But is there any kind of check I can do for a click to be like, oh, there's actually something wrong with him?
You could make a religion or arcana check.
Let's try arcana. Yay.
Nope.
Good berries aren't cutting it anymore, I'm guessing.
Good berries are not satiating. They're certainly, like, Gix is not suffering from actual starvation by any stretch. He's not malnourished.
Totally healthy.
It's not an issue of like not having enough food. It's just an issue of still being hungry anyway.
Yep. I seem to have two hollow legs.
Hey Cheshire, do you want to help me go hunt?
That sounds like that's not a question, and I'll just like follow her.
You're so good at this.
Cursed by the Titan of Gluttony. Oh, this is bad.
I don't know if it's a curse.
Why would Gix have been cursed?
We'll have to hide bodies at some point.
Well, that's not difficult. I say that's the box of flesh strippers.
That's true. That's true. But now if we have a lot of bodies, now we have plenty of go around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll try and help forage food for Gix, the moving kind.
All right. Go ahead and give me a survival roll. I assume who's all helping with that?
I will definitely head out with them. I mean, there's no reason that I'm not capable of doing it as well.
All right. So yeah, is anybody who's going to babysit the camp? I guess
I will, and I'm trying to, research a cure because I'm convinced this is some curse of Gorak, and Denev is like the opposite of Gorak. Literally, she's the one who took his teeth out. So I have major issues with this and want to fix him before he turns into a fatling or something.
Batling?
Fatling.
Oh, fatlings are fun.
So yeah, or a gutling, even worse. Or actually, probably not quite as bad. But anyway, they're both awful. So I'm just trying to pray for guidance, I guess. Not that Deneb listens, but anything I can think of that could fix this that doesn't involve cannibalism.
And Millie, were you going hunting with the others, or were you staying at the camp?
No, I'm going to stay with Triss.
Okay, excellent. And Jedryn, were you going to go hunting with the others, or stay at the camp?
How many do we have hunting?
Everybody but you, basically. Everybody but you, Triss, and Millie at this point. Sounds like.
Yeah, I'll stay. Somebody should stay in the camp.
All right, so you and Triss and Millie are hanging out at camp. Everybody else?
I will climb a tree with my nifty new feet.
A couple things I'm going to do here real quick. Just going forward so you're aware. Who is going to take responsibility for the horse?
I will.
Excellent. I am going to...
I think technically it's my riding horse, so...
Assign that.
Even though we're using it for the wagon.
You, Slaughter, I'm going to assign to Chris. There's Sasha, I'm going to assign to Tric, at least for now. So that way, if those tokens need to be accessed or moved, you can do so. And I think you still got your drawing selected there, Rem, because you keep drawing on the map. All right. So everybody else who's not sticking around, Cheshire, Korggix, and Zopa, you're off hunting. I will take you over this way as you're hunting. And they've been off hunting for a little while. And as they are, I would like to get a perception roll from those of you who are still in camp, please.
Oh, I do have advantage on if it involves, what is it? Hearing. I have advantage.
Okay. Excellent. So yeah, you all note someone coming up from around the trees to the north toward your camp. A child walking up. Human looking, looks like they're maybe 8 or 9, and they are bleeding from what looks like a head wound.
Oh, shit.
While you notice that, you also do hear some movement in the trees to the west.
I put the flesh strippers away.
Okay. Good call.
My first reaction is it's a halfling bleeding, but
yeah, it becomes pretty apparent as you look up that it is a human child.
I run up and be like, "Oh, are you okay? Wait, I won't hurt you. I won't hurt you," because I'm used to everybody reacting that I'm a monster. I can help. I can help.
Kids start speaking Calastian to you. Do you speak Calastian?
I believe I do. Yes. Let me double check. I do.
I was playing and I got lost and I fell. I don't know where I am. I don't know how to get home.
I've been there.
Oh. Yeah. I low-key quietly have my bow out, but not pointed at the kid.
I waved for Jedryn. I don't want to be perceived as a monster. Could you use your...
I know, I'm coming up. I approach and I'm like, okay, let's does anyone here have an actual medicine stat instead of just a 0 and hope? Okay. Yeah, maybe you guys do that.
Millie's better than me.
So kid, whereabouts do you live? Can you tell me about your home?
My mom's gonna be real angry that I'm hurt.
Drop a cure light on her.
How long do you reckon you've been gone?
It's been a while. Millie, you're gonna go up and start treating this child. Is that correct?
I'm gonna try, although there's a piece of me that's like,
I'm looking
scared.
I'm trying to check that she is actually human, because when I got lost and couldn't find my way home, I fell out of a different world.
Excellent. Why don't you go ahead and make a
Side?
no investigation check, please.
Who? Millie or Millie?
Okay. You're looking this child over, and you realize that despite his smooth flesh, you feel like bumps and ridges along the arms. And despite the form that you're seeing in front of you, like his mass exceeds his form. And you start to see that it's really just kind of an illusory sort of shield over his actual appearance.
Oh, shit.
I pull my Moontouch short sword out and press it to the child's neck.
But before you do that, though, I am going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no.
That's
Wounded child. Oh, yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Yeah. I have a feeling I know what it is.
Well, it was just revealed on the astral what it is.
I can't see it. I'm over in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
But I think I know what it is. And, yeah. I'm just hoping that their mom's not around.
No, I don't. This is before I drop the cure light.
No, you cast Cure Light on it. Did your wisdom save not go through?
It's not. I've clicked it 3 times.
Well, son of a biscuit. I can roll a die for you if you want.
Maybe it'll...
Oh, maybe we just need to refresh Astral. Ooh.
Cool. I will refresh.
Same. You love them server maintenances. He is my favorite.
Some days the internet gerbils just aren't running.
I'm telling you what, I really think that if I can wax poetic here while we're waiting for Astral to reboot, I think that humanity may have met and exceeded the internet's capacity during this whole pandemic, and nobody's talking about it. Because there just seems to be like a lot of shit not working on the internet constantly.
True.
And maybe that's always been a problem. And we're just noticing it now because we're online more.
Getting there.
Yeah, mine's straight up frozen.
Wow.
Astro?
Yeah, sure is.
I can still do things.
Not for me either.
Role-playing encounter it is.
Yeah.
Theater of the mind, as my friends would say.
So, I'll, because I'm still a fan of randomness, I'm going to grab an analog D20 here. Oh, there they go.
Hey.
Oh, there they go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Astral just like threw in like a ton
Caught
of
up all at once.
so many wisdom. And
Oh my
every,
god,
and
look
then-
at this giant stack. I better shoot it all out at once.
Yep.
Yeah.
and then it
Well-
kicked me out of the game. That was great.
All right, so we'll go with your first one, which was a total botch. I love it. My favorite thing. So, Millie, you would do what you were about to do, except for the fact that you're frightened of this creature, based on its rather horrific appearance, which, as you can see, isn't great. It appears to be wearing clothing that is fashioned entirely from the flayed skin of a human, mostly its head, which seems to have been dried and leathered into like this breastplate. It's also
it is what I thought it was.
Got a strip of what you're hoping is thigh meat stapled to its face over its eyes. And it just sort of chatters at you with lips that are sort of held open with these sort of tendons that reach out and like plug back into its ears, and it just sort of at you when you see its true form. So you're frightened of it.
It's a haggling, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's not a child.
Do I see the illusion? Because I'm like right there too, or
as soon as she says that's not a child, that breaks the illusion.
Yeah, I go, that's not a child, and I just step back.
I just healed it.
All right. As the illusion drops, I need you and Triss and Jedryn to both also make wisdom saving throws, please.
Mm-hmm. Because that worked so well before.
Triss, you're fine. You're not frightened.
I am scared crapless.
What did yours?
I rolled a 7, which has not come across to Astral.
Oh.
So I'm guessing I'm yelling, "Leg it!"
Yeah, it's terrifying.
I do have advantage, though. So, because it's against being frightened, and I'm a halfling, and we're dumb. I rolled even worse. So.
Excellent. So yes, you are in fact frightened.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more of them. Goody.
I just hope, like I said earlier, I hope their mom's not around.
Yeah. Are we rolling for initiative?
Yes. If you don't mind, please do roll for me.
Yeah, no shit.
Well.
Oh, that I can roll.
That could have gone better. Yeah. But my AC is higher because I bought new armor.
That will come in handy.
Yeah. Fear it will. I rolled a 22, which I don't know if that's going to actually come across to Astral.
That's right. I got you.
Yep.
How many?
Just a couple.
That's a lot. I mean, I know that does that thing where the numbers get turned off, and it just, just because it says there's that many doesn't mean there is that many, but it looks like there's that many.
I mean, maybe.
There are certainly quite a several.
More than 2.
The first action does belong to Jedryn, so in response to this, what would you like to do?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember what frightened actually means.
Disadvantage if you try to attack the creature, you cannot move closer to it.
Okay.
You may repeat the save at the end of each of your turns.
Yep.
Thankfully, but at range.
Yeah.
If you make the save against the horrifying appearance of a haggling, you are immune to the horrifying appearance of that haggling for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
But not the other hagglings?
Right, that's correct. Each one you see, you will need to save.
You have to make another individual save.
Because they all look different.
Right, because they're all wearing different human parts affixed to them with various other things that were put together by an old hag woman in a cave.
You mentioned Scarred Lands is a phenomenal platform for horror fantasy gaming.
Yeah. You want low level monsters that will terrify high level parties. This is your game. So, all right. I can't bring myself to look at Bobo up there, so I guess I'm going to look over here and see if I can get a shot off at one of these two. I assume means making 2 more saves.
You can look at them. You can fire at them. You would just have disadvantage.
Okay, so losing the save on Bob gives me disadvantage on all of them?
Gives you disadvantage on Bob. If you swing over to look at them, you will need to make saves for them.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting.
Okay, yeah. I'll need 1 wisdom save, and it will apply to both of them.
Okay. That one is a 17.
All right, you are immune to the
one with the kidneys coming out of his nose.
6 and 7,
that I can bear. Yeah. Okay, I can bear that. The one with the kidneys coming out of his nose and the one with the fingers in his ears that aren't his fingers, I can hang with that. So I'm gonna pop off a couple rounds rapid at haggling number 5.
The one down south of you?
I think is it this one?
That one's number 7, but yes.
Number 7. Okay. Dear God, there's they're coming out of the walls. So yeah, at number 7, and that was a 15 to hit.
Oh, 15 will absolutely hit.
Okay. And that would be 7 points of piercing.
It lets out a horrible cry. And its horrible cry, for all the disgustingness of its appearance, its horrible cry is strangely human.
Yeah. Well, it's picked its side, I've picked mine. So horrible cry in this case is a good thing. So I'm going to let fly. Oh, I only get 1 attack. All right, never mind. And then, guys, I think maybe we should go. And I move to the horse, and I am going to hide behind the horse as my bonus action.
Excellent.
And for my hide, I rolled a grand total of 10.
Beautiful.
Which is just dandy.
All right.
Because the dice hate me today.
That wraps up your action, brings us to Haggling 2 is going to come running through the trees over here. Ah! And that's about as far as it gets. It stops here, and it's about as far as it gets. So that's its turn. Haggling 7, you shot, is going to step forward. It's going to... You got a 10 on your stealth?
Mm-hmm.
It absolutely smells you.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it lets go of a firebolt. Does a 21 hit you?
A 21 will, in fact, hit me, yes.
Take 10 fire damage.
Ugh!
And it goes... It brings us.
Sounds like a family reunion all of a sudden in my Zoom call. What's going on?
That brings us to Haggling 5 is going to come around here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Full ass run towards the cart. Millie, it is your action. What would you like to do?
I do not hate the runaway plan. So do I have to make another wisdom save to hit number 7?
Yes, so as you look at number 7, you need to make another wisdom save. Because it is not hiding its appearance.
Yeah.
That one you do make, absolutely.
Woo.
Cool. I'm going to shoot that one.
Number 7 is relatively tame looking. Its chest plate is made out of a butt cheek, and the flesh that's on its face is just tied. It's not stapled.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a liver, so that doesn't really look like anything.
Yeah, you fire and miss.
Eat.
It goes wide. Any other action?
Nope. That's what I have.
Excellent. That brings us to Haggling 6, who's going to run up. And one other. Okay. That brings us to Triss. What would you like to do?
Oh shit! I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Many. So we're running, are we? Oh fuck.
My recommended plan.
I guess I disengage. Since otherwise it will hit me.
Okay.
Can I direct Slaughter or?
Yeah, you can give a direction to move or to help.
Come here, boy!
All right. Body comes running over to you. Anything else?
Because I disengaged, I don't really have any other actions, so I can't. I mean, a bonus action, but not much I can do. So I don't know if do I need to make saves against any of their hagglings?
Only if you're looking at them.
Okay. Mostly looking at one.
Let's get perception rolls from those of you who are out hunting.
Are these undead by chance?
They are not undead.
Or fiends or aberrations or something that will work with protection from evil and good?
They're Titan spawn.
They're Titan spawn. I would assume that protection from evil and good would work on Titan spawn. If it doesn't explicitly, I'll see to it that gets fit.
Hey, not all Titan spawn is evil, because
Why can't I come into the circle?
Everything with the Titan spawn type would probably be considered at least as evil as anything with the fiend type.
Gix is the Titan spawn type.
Am I?
No.
Scrag?
I don't think the PC Scrag has the Titan spawn.
PC Scrag has it? Oh, okay.
What type of sorcerer are you?
Oh, I thought because of your sorcerer background.
Oh, you might be right, actually.
Yeah, then
I
yes.
think
That
as Titanic Corruption makes me Titan spawn for shit. Yep.
Yeah. From the sorcerer, yes, not from the species.
No, not from the species.
So, Zopa, you definitely hear. Cheshire, you definitely hear some sort of commotion down by the park, or down by the.
When did they start this time?
You're basically where you're at on the map, making your way down.
Okay.
Also, it's friggin' daylight, so if you could each go in and change your vision to 300.
Sure. Do you want us to roll initiative?
Yes, please. And Gix, you can roll initiative too.
Just changing my vision. Oh, wow. Oh, so we would have saw these little bastards a while ago. Okay.
I mean, you're kind of walking up right now, so...
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And see through trees, but...
All right. That brings us to the next round. And that means Jedryn.
Run for the edge of the map. They can't follow us onto the next tile. No, that doesn't work. Let's see. Oh, man. Can I leap onto the horse? It's like an acrobatics check, maybe?
Sure. I mean, it's technically just an expenditure of movement to mount the horse.
Okay. I guess. Okay. So what I think I'd like to do is jump into the seat of the wagon, and hoping with my spider climb slippers that I can kind of stay still attached and yell like, "Yeah, yeah," but then still get off a bow shot, or is that being too greedy?
So
I have a feeling it's probably being too greedy.
In order for you to actually communicate with the horse, you're going to need to spend the action.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm just going to hop up onto the driver's bench of the wagon, and then I'm going to pop another shot at haggling number 7 because he was so tenderized and juicy before.
Okay.
And that's going to give me a 17 to hit.
Absolutely does hit.
Okay. And a whopping 6 points of damage.
Wonderful.
And I'm guessing that does not, in fact, get sneak attack, although she's like, damn, I should have caught him by surprise with my marvelous stealth. That
is correct. It was 7 total?
6 total damage. Yeah. And in Calastian at Slaughter, I yell, "You can eat those! They're not friends!" And then I'm gonna...
Oh God, we should... Oh.
I'm gonna roll backwards into the wagon and try to hide again because it's supposed to be what I do. That's a 21 on my stealth this time.
All right, you drop into the wagon and successfully hide. Korggix. As you're returning with full arms, if not full belly, you see this sort of nonsense playing out back at the camp.
Well, I assume we saw them fighting. It's not just like everybody standing there looking at each other.
No, I mean, you can see these haglings running around at this point. You're not close enough to be triggered by their horrific appearance yet, but they're gross.
Nick should totally get advantage on that roll.
They look like snacks to me, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. And Zopa's going to point out to you that Jedryn just said that they're food. I don't know why she told you that, because I didn't connect that you were talking to the dragon.
If I were Korggix, I would look at those and go, after they're dead, we're going to fry them and have pork rinds.
That's cannibalism. No.
So that's what Gix is like. I'm going to eat those.
They're sentient. No, we eat sentient.
It won't be sentient if it's dead.
True.
And since they're harassing my siblings,
doesn't work that way.
Close enough to run up, I'm going to move my first 30 and kind of just to get a better idea of what's going on. So I'm going to move there, and I assume I just see more at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you see from where you're standing, you can clearly see that there are at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them.
I'm going to yell to everybody that's there just to come back to us, so just fall back to us. And when I yell that, hoping that my siblings will listen, I'm going to cast Magic Vestment on myself.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Turn your clothes into armor?
Yep.
Good call. That brings us to haggling 2. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, that's lame. It didn't up my AC on D&D. I just have to know.
Gotta remember.
With the cast of it, it's just 1. I hope I can do that math.
Haggling 7 is going to fall back because they're hurt. Haggling 5 is going to run up and You see they go up in the back of the wagon. They don't see you, Jedryn, but you're right there. And you see them like grab Sir Sasha and start to try to lift her.
No, open the cage. Open the cage.
Dear God, don't forget.
Millie, what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast protection from good and evil on myself.
Excellent, you do so. Anything else?
That is my turn.
Beautiful. Haggling 6 runs up and tries to help as they start to try to lift Sir Sasha.
Why do they want a statue?
That's an excellent question. So between the two of them, they get her up. Zopa, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
All right, I'm going to cast Multiply Missile and move up next to Korggix here. And that's all I can do.
Excellent.
When I see them picking up Sir Sasha, if you could imagine what a barbarian looks like when they're raging, that's basically what Korggix is doing right now. He's that and distraught. So, just no more decision making from Gix at this point.
Beautiful. This haggling runs forward 5, 10, 15.
Did I get to
20.
go?
Oh, did I skip you?
I saw my name and then my name's gone.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Right.
I get on Slaughter and throw a produce flame. It's 30 feet. Are any of them within 30 feet? 10,
haggling 4 is running that direction.
so I have to make the save?
Yeah, it would make a con save? Dex save?
No, I have to make a wisdom save.
Oh, yes, to target it. Yep, if you haven't already made it against that one.
I'm not against that one. What did I do? 18? And I'm going to throw
you make
fire. Make fire and throw fire at closest one. I think that's a hit. For 5 points of fire damage at haggling 4.
Excellent. That is absolutely a hit.
And Slaughter's kind of got free reign because I was busy, so I don't know if Slaughter backs away.
Slaughter will take the dodge action and not move unless you tell him to.
Okay. So I think that's is it an action for me to direct him or
yes.
Bonus action? It's actually, yeah. So I cast the spell. I'm just up on him to be like, I'm going to be on the big thing. Millie.
If you class over into a fighter and get that bond with him, then it starts to change. For now, it's going to be an action anytime you want to actually.
Yep.
All right. That wraps up your turn then, right?
Yep.
So Cavern Haggling 4 runs up here, gets burnt, screams, continues dashing over here, and hops in as well, adding to the lift so that they can basically move unhindered. They're all right around you, Jedryn, but none of them seem to have noticed you.
Yep.
At least not yet. Cheshire.
I think Cheshire is just going to dash, and he can, with the dash, get right up to Millie. And then with his bonus action, he'll use that left eye.
Okay. And that will do what?
Force damage, and then I have access to today's powers, which is Zephyr Strike and dash on a bonus action.
Beautiful. That brings us to Cavern Haggling 3, who's going to move up 5, 10, 15, 20. And they're going to cast a spell.
That's always dandy.
Only 1 pound or less, though. Belch won't work for a statue.
Belch won't work for a statue, but what's Triss got on her person?
Me? A quarterstaff. Oh, it's in my hand though. And I've got a shield, and I've got probably a backpack full of crap.
All right, you feel your back.
Healers kits and stuff.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. The bag would definitely weigh more than a pound.
Like you feel a tug at your bag, like something like they were trying to pull something
out of a pocket or something.
A pocket, yeah. But that's really it. It doesn't appear to have worked.
Yeah, most stuff's in the cart, honestly.
And that brings us to the top of the order. Jedryn, would you like to do?
Right. Well, frustratingly, I'm worried that even if I manage to bring down one of these guys, I'm not actually going to stop them from making... Oh, I'm actually in the wrong place. I should be in the cart. I'm not going to stop him from making off with her, but I'm still going to give it a shot. So basically...
How many of these have you made saves against before?
Most of them, I think. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I've done... Oh, no, I haven't done 4 or 5 yet, so I guess I got to make another save, which is fun.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. It's a grand total of 10.
You're frightened.
I am frightened.
You're not frightened of 6, though.
Rick, I'm not frightened of 6, though, and so...
You just can't move closer to 10.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
10?
No, it's 4 and
5.
5.
4 and 5, yeah.
Oh, you rolled a 10.
I rolled a 10, yeah. I'm going to regret this. I'm leaving my bow on the bottom of the wagon. I'm whipping out my rapier, and I'm stabbing 6 in his facey little face for 20 to hit.
Oh, that'll hit.
Okay. And that is 9 points of stabby damage, and I'm assuming I caught him by surprise.
You did, so please add that sneak attack.
So, my sneak attack, nearly maxed out. 11 points of the damage.
Excellent. So you may have heard stories of a farmer falling on top of like a corn husker, and the blade goes in their eye and deviates the lobes of their brain, but they're still alive. You have this cavern haggling through one of its eye sockets, and it occurs to you as the flesh strip rips open from your blow that it's just an empty eye socket behind it. And you can see the blade of your rapier like jiggling around the jelly of its brain as it is still stuck on your sword.
Take it.
Surprisingly small amount of blood for the wound, largely because you didn't have to go through an eye to get to the brain. And it's going like this.
Yep. Well, if it survives, it's going to be emotionally less emotionally labile and much more compliant. So.
It's going to go from haggling to lobotomite.
Yeah, exactly. Horrible chapter in psychology's history, but there you go.
But it does have utility at the gaming table. All right, so Korggix, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I am going to...
Oh, and I'm going to hide again because I can actually kind of do that.
In order to hide right now, you're going to need to let go of the blade.
Okay. Yeah, we're not doing that then. Never mind.
As it is
I moved up
still very much in the head.
Next to everybody, this 30. And anything happen? Am I scared of these fucking things, or?
Hold on. You're going to need to make a wisdom save for 3 and 4.
17 and 13?
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. And so since I'm not scared of them and I am pissed, I will use I guess I'll dash. And I'll just get right up in their shit.
Roar!
I assume that's more rolls?
Yeah, for 5 and 6.
And I assume I'm woot.
You are good.
I am also very pissed. So I guess I'm standing like right next to them.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that's 4. Yeah, okay. All I'm trying to do is stop them from running away with Sir Sasha.
Right.
That's all I want.
That brings us to 7, who continues making good their escape. Wounded and scared. They have left.
The one that Jedryn stabbed?
That I shot.
Oh, shot. I was like, what the fuck?
Haggling 5 is... you have a short bow?
I do. It's.
How much does that short bow weigh?
More than
That's
a pound.
good question.
But
short bow weighs 2 pounds.
Okay. Well, then it'll just have to grab it the old-fashioned way. It's going to dive down and grab at your short bow. It will take the it will go ahead and also provoke its opportunity attack from you as it moves through your space. So you may take that swing.
Stab. Oh, worst stab ever. 7 does not hit, I'm guessing.
It does not. And as it grabs the bow, rolls past you, it dives into the ground and literally dives into the ground. It burrows into the earth. Only it's down about 5 feet.
crap.
Measly little rat fuck.
Millie, what would you like to do?
Jedryn, don't be afraid. They're just cowardly thieves. I use my ghost hand pattern to cast protection from evil and good on Jedryn.
Is that a concentration spell?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. Yes, it is. Never
But I can only
mind.
have one running.
I do not.
That's
do
fine.
that. Only one of us cannot be scared, and it's going to be me.
I'm good with it.
Fine.
I'm good with it.
But you do give a rousing speech that has no effect whatsoever mechanically.
I'll take the encouragement.
But I will fire an arrow at Hagley number 4, and I will try to tap into my planar warrior ability.
Excellent. So that creates oh, good lord. Yeah, that hits.
Cool.
And that changes the damage to force or adds?
Yeah, it takes it to force damage and adds an extra.
Excellent. So it'll take 10? Yeah. I was the wrong person I was about to give that damage to.
Yay.
And you hit it in the back of the head and it lets out a squeal. And anything else, Millie?
That's it.
All right. It brings us to haggling 6, which is still on the end of your blade. It's going to step forward and let off a multi-attack routine at you.
Well.
21 hit, 23 hit.
Those both hit.
Oh wow! I was like, "Where is Jedryn?" And you blended right in with that wagon. I could not find you.
Right, she is right up in there. So you take 13 slashing.
Oof.
Oh, that's not good.
As it steps forward. It, however, suffers 4 piercing in the effort. As it's basically walking up the sword.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
That's horrifying. Is it still alive?
It's still bleeding. It's still alive. Yeah. There's blood starts like sort of pouring out of the back of its head as you finally see the end of the rapier make it through the skull as it steps forward to make this attack.
Yeah.
That's. Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty grody. Zopa.
All right. I lift my short bow up and fire an arrow. It breaks into multiple arrows, and I get advantage to shoot haggling 4. With a critical.
Oh, gosh.
All right, so it does.
And sneak attack, right?
Enough, I'm pretty sure, is what it does.
So that's from the arrow, and then plus sneak attack.
So it's
25.
Yeah. No. 28, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
For the win.
So this thing just flattens as a single arrow, like just before it pierces its head, just breaks up into like this army of bolts that just pin this thing to the fucking, like it knocks it out of the back of the wagon and just pins it to the fucking ground, and the other arrows dissipate.
And it's like, why are we shooting children? Oh my god, that isn't a child.
Oh my god. Okay.
That brings us to Triss.
Trying to look at who else is around me and see Halfling number 3. Is it 13?
That is what you need on your save.
That's what I need on my save. Awesome. So throw a little piece of fire on him. Oh, that sucked.
While it did suck, it also sucked just enough that you missed. Sorry.
Missed and at one point. So basically, like flame, hits the campfire right behind him.
You ignite the campfire. Smells nice. You remember you left some marshmallows on sticks in it. So that there goes your snack you had planned.
Can I use my move action to like rain and slaughter? Or do I have to
slaughter with your move action? Yeah.
Okay, let's move like over here, closer to where everyone else is.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. That brings us to Haggling 4, who is not going to do anything but bleed.
Yep.
That brings us to
Seep
Cheshire.
menacingly.
So Cheshire starts heading down south. Then he sees the carnage of the arrows, followed by slaughter. So he's like, I'm not going that direction. So he's going to run up to Haggling 3. And I think I do a wisdom save now.
Yeah. Well, you'll do a wisdom save as soon as you turn your attention at Haggling.
Gotcha.
So before you move, because you might think better of moving. Yeah, you think better.
I'm like, no.
As soon as you realize he's wearing someone's cod as a cod piece.
Right, yeah.
Not the direction I need to go.
So imagine the unholy crossbreeding of a Cenobite and a Muppet. Like...
Unholy indeed.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to go that way. We're going to hope another one looks less unholy. So I'm going to turn my attention to... I cannot see anything, so I'm just going to say 6.
Oh, okay. 6 is the one that's on the end of Jedryn's blade. But yeah.
I mean, 2's back there as well, behind 3.
Yeah, I can't go in 3 direction.
Cannot get closer to 3.
Right.
Yeah, so then I will come down... Yeah, I'll say 5. Let me see if I can make that save. If I can't make that save, I'm just going to hang out.
5 is underground right now.
Okay, then yeah, 6. So that's all we have left.
Well, you can see there's also 2, which is past 3, and then there's this one up here still.
Oh, number 1.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try the original, the trickster. I assume 8 does. I'm just gonna hang out with Millie. Like that's. Yeah, that's not my day.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll just fight at range. Does anybody have a bow I can borrow?
All right. So, Haggling 3, seeing that Triss is obviously too powerful to overcome, picks up this bedroll and everything in it and rolls it up and just starts running away.
You can't get that far because it's going to only get 30 feet because it did all that. So I'm throwing more fire at it before it runs.
It's using it's a use object to pick up a bedroll, and then dash.
Oh, dash because it's a freaking rogue, effectively. Yeah.
And then that brings us to those 3. That brings us to the top of the order, Jedryn. Now this fucker that's clawing at you is still alive and is still like chattering its teeth at you.
Yeah. Oh man, I really don't want to let the other one get away, but
I mean, I'm right there next to you, so
yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'll do for 6. Do I have to make it to hit roll?
Yes, but you have advantage because you are in its head.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, got it. So it's basically a question of can I actually chunk or do I? Yeah.
Yeah, your sneak attack damage will apply because you have advantage.
Okay.
Like there's all these. Yeah, it's as long as you don't botch this roll, you probably going to kill it.
I did not botch. So that's max damage on the regular hit, which is 10, and then my sneak attack damage, which is not showing up in the list where it would be easily. Well, anyway, there we go. All right, come on, buddy. Come on, roll the dice. Total of 14. Yeah, D&D Beyond is lagging too. So, yeah, internet gerbils today.
Listen, everybody, I'm going to need you to all stop playing D&D at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. So 14 points. I'm pretty sure that's enough.
That drops it like a bad habit. How are you coming out of its head? Just out of curiosity.
Like I said, basically, I just kind of chug like that, like back out and then back in and through the brainstem, and then whip the blade out like.
Love it shaking your camera.
Applying force like fucking Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2. You like jack this thing with your arm, and on the inswing, you go like wrist deep into the head, and then just come back out, and its skull just opens like a fucking watermelon at a Gallagher show, just showering all the shit in your cart with blood as the Haggling drops dead.
Admittedly, this cart has been showered with blood at least twice in the last 3 days. So.
Right. Nothing terribly new here. Zopa, it is your action. What would you like to do?
I feel like I've been skipped.
Because
I haven't gone since Zopa went.
Oh, no, Korggix is next after Jedryn. I don't know what's going on with my initiative tracker. I'm sorry. Korggix, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, Korggix and
it is
Millie.
my go? Okay.
It is your go.
So Haggling 5 is in the ground?
Haggling 5 is 5 feet underground, yeah.
5 feet underground?
Yeah, there's a hole there.
Yeah,
like
would I be able to reach
after it?
Is it big enough for me to fit in?
It's big enough for you to reach down. You want to stick your hand down some strange hole in the middle of...
With the thing with teeth.
Well, I could probably just rip that fucker out of there if I...
You can try it. It's worth a shot.
Because I think Haggling 2 is too far away. Did Haggling 5 have anything, or is it just like out of there?
It has my bow.
It grabbed Jedryn's bow. Yeah.
All right. Well, then I'm sticking my hand down the hole and trying to grab it.
I go make an attack check. You can have disadvantage because you're effectively blinded.
Is that just a 1d20, I guess? How do I do just an attack check? Like a claw, I guess?
Yeah, it'd be a claw attack. And you just roll a disadvantage.
Okay.
Oof.
Ooh.
Well,
not great.
Disadvantage. Oh, there's my disadvantage. Smile.
Takes the worst of the two.
You reach down and you feel like a snap. It's not really necessarily painful. This is not anything that's necessarily new to you. But you feel like one of your fingernails like break off as you hit like the side of the burrow hole, and drop down, and you hear like a cackle as it continues chugging along.
I'll just like coward. I guess I still have movement because I only moved like 12.
Yeah.
So can I scoot the rest of my...
Yeah, you can finish your movement. You still have 15 left.
Yep. So I'll just go to there. And then that's it. Right. Unlucky.
That brings us to Cavern Haggling 2, who is going to grab up this bedroll and take off. Effectively splitting off the map. Haggling 5 is going to continue burrowing. Like, you can see almost like a Bugs Bunny-ish sort of like raise in the ground where this sucker is burrowing away. Millie, what would you like to do?
Am I still scared of Haggling 1?
You get to make a new save at the end of each of your turns. So go ahead and make another wisdom save for last turn since you didn't make one.
Okay, and I have advantage on it because of my spell.
Yep, I'm sorry. I thought I told you that. All right, that's enough. You are not scared of Haggling number 1 anymore.
Cool. I'm going to tap into the power of the multiverse and shoot an arrow at it.
Excellent. That'll hit.
Nice.
So, 16 force damage.
Excellent. You hit it in the face, and it too lets out an all too human cry of agony. Sounds like almost like a hungry infant. And that brings us to Zopa.
I curse the one who stole my bedroll.
Shoot him.
And I'm going to dash after them. And shoot. Can I see this one?
If you can see him, you can see him.
Okay.
The only one that you can't see right now is 5.
Okay.
So if the tree, like, there's dynamic lighting in there to block line of sight.
Perfect.
Right? So.
How about a 23?
Yeah, that'll hit. Which one are you shooting?
I can't tell what number it is, but this one.
7. Okay, yeah. 23 absolutely hits. It's 2, I'm sorry. But I'll go ahead and...
Perfect.
That's 7 damage?
That is 7 damage.
Excellent. You shoot it directly in its left ass cheek, and it lets out a yipe.
Yipe! Take that!
I tell Slaughter to sick him. Number 3. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Slaughter's move is 40 or 50?
Slaughter's move is 40.
20, 40. 5, 10. So kind of getting around him. So if he tries to run away, can't.
Okay.
That was 40? Holy shit.
It was a double move. It was a dash.
Oh, I was like, holy hell.
No. And I'm trying to find myself. I can't click on me anymore because I can't see me. Thank you.
You're welcome. you have to switch back and forth to do them both. But
yeah. I couldn't. Yeah, it was just funny. I didn't change Slaughter's vision. So. Yeah. So hopefully we can cut him off at the pass if he tries to run any further.
You are cutting them off at the moment.
Yeah.
That brings us to Cheshire.
I don't think I'm afraid of number 2, so let's give that one a shot.
Right, and you can repeat your save to try to overcome the others. So you make one save, and if you beat it, you can overcome the fear in the other one, which you didn't. So no, you're still scared.
Okay. Is there anyone that I'm not afraid of?
Millie.
Number 4, he's dead.
I'm just gonna clap me on the back and say, "You got him."
You want to borrow my spare longbow?
All right, so that brings us to Cavern 3. He stops and does like a strafe, and then strafes to the other side, and then dives into the ground. He will take the disengage action, so he's only able to move his burrow, but he goes straight down his burrow.
He can take the... Okay.
So he goes 20 feet directly downward.
Jesus.
That will bring us to the top of the order, Jedryn.
Right. It's your bow. It has your bow. You have to fucking go after it. Nut up and... Oh, God, that thing's face. I do not nut up and go after Haggling number 5. I don't... Can I... Well, did I save against 2? I don't know if I've saved against 2. I can roll again. I can go after 2. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 plus dash action 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, and I can't hit it with anything, so... Actually, since I'm not doing anything this round, I'm going to get right up next to it. Okay. So triple move. Move and a move and a move.
Only rogues.
Yep. It screams in terror as you're running up on it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Korggix,
drop that bedroll, you little jerk!
Well, the only one... Yeah, I can't get close enough to smack anybody still.
Yeah.
You need some sort of a range spell. The ones with the...
Yeah, I have one. It's just not worth using.
The ones with the squiggly faces next to their icons are currently underground.
Right.
Oh, nice.
Well, I will, since these things seem to be packing it up and leaving, I will run right up next to this guy with my dash and then pass my turn. So I'm basically like, sup, buddy?
Okay.
Going somewhere?
Excellent. Beautiful. That brings us to Cavern 2, which is the one that Jedryn is next to. It's going to take the disengage action and dive into the earth, going 20 feet underground.
Yep.
I have a plan.
I look forward to seeing your plan. Oh, that didn't stick. All right, but while I'm figuring that out, that brings us to Haggling 5, who is just going to continue moving. That one's underground, right? Yes?
Haggling 5, yeah.
They're going to just keep on keeping on with their ill-gotten gains. And that brings us to Millie.
I'm going to shoot Haggling 1.
Okay.
With cleaner power. 16?
Absolutely hits.
Neat.
It's 14 damage?
Force damage.
Excellent. It drops dead at your feet, Korggix.
Yay.
I've just ran at things menacingly this entire time.
Seems to be having a good effect because everything you run up to dies. Zopa, it is your action. What would you like to do?
2's underground, 3's underground. Is everything underground?
Everything that was alive at this point is underground.
That was my best bedroll.
You can still give me a perception check.
6.
Nope. Yep, you shout that was my best bedroll.
Okay, I will hold an attack that if one of them pops up, like a little...
You ready to play whack-a-mole?
Whack-a-mole, right? It's going to be shoot-a-mole. I will shoot with my bow.
Excellent. Triss, you said you had a plan. What was your plan?
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Entangle into the ground to get the one below me, in hopes that roots of plants will suddenly sprout up around this creature and entangle it so it can't dig any further. And then Slutter, dig him out!
Okay.
You didn't hear Fran's muted laugh. That's my plan anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This is absolutely fucking ridiculous, but I'll allow it. Let's see if it makes it safe.
It isn't big enough to capture more than one, so I could at least get the one under me.
You see vines like shooting out and moving around. Unfortunately, it made it safe.
Really? Damn.
And that
it does have to make that save for every. Does it have to make it for every 5 feet it moves out of it until it gets out of the thing? You restrain until the creature. No,
just if it's not. Okay. Yeah, it's free. It would have to try again if it couldn't clear the area.
Yeah,
but it will be able to clear the area by the time because of its burrow speed.
Yeah.
All right, so that effectively ends combat. These things have gotten away with some of your personal possessions. What would you... You know what? That's where we'll wrap things up for this week.
I could give you hope, but let's not.
So, yeah, that's where we'll wrap things up. You do have the corpses of a few of the haglings. That will give you some attempts to maybe investigate. One of them...
Yeah, that's definitely what Korggix is thinking about doing with those. Yeah,
one of
100%.
them ran away on the surface. What's that?
I was going to say we've got 2 bodies for the flesh strippers and 1 for Korggix.
Yeah. I'm basically, I was going to say, I'm already eating the one at my feet.
Sentient things. No, it's bad
it's
enough.
Not
we
sentient,
had
it's
the
dead.
Neighbors.
It's dead.
We can argue over whether or not you're going to eat bodies next session. I'm assuming you probably will. So one of them definitely did run away on the surface. Just FYI, so keep that in mind. Yep. That gives you at least some sort of opportunity at tracking. If you decide that you want to try to find the things that they stole from you.
They didn't get Sir Sasha, so
they did not get Sir Sasha. I was hoping would have been fun, but no.
Well, I definitely want to kill the little bastards for trying. So.
So that's where we will wrap things up for this session. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns?
Do you use the XP encounter thing to make sure that we're fighting the correct?
No. Why would I do that? Yes, this is actually a relatively easy encounter for you.
I mean, I didn't hit. I don't think myself or Cheshire hit.
Cheshire were just hanging out in the back, like,
yeah,
y'all got it.
I ran at things menacingly, and Cheshire was like, "You can do it. Yes, you can."
People underestimate the evil of nuisance encounters. They really
do. Oh my god, they really do.
Cheshire was going, "You can do it. Yes, you can. I'm so scared I shit my pants." And then their cheer. And
you are a party of 6 level 4 players, plus you have a mock dragon with you.
Yeah.
No, I was being sarcastic when I asked.
They're FYI, they're CR1 half creatures.
Yeah.
If you would like to, if you're watching this and you're like, those things are so fun, I want to throw those at my players, you can. What we are playing through right now is actually a VTT encounter that's available for sale at Drive-Thru RPG called The Hag's Feast. I'll bring up that link. As I'm bringing up that link, why don't we have Jedryn tell us all your pertinence, please?
Hi, my name is Fran Stewart, and I'm a writer of books and tabletop content, most notably Vigilant Through Shadows and Dreams, Book 1, which my wife is holding up in her window. It's a fantasy novel set in the Scarred Lands, and it's about what happens when you join the army in the Scarred Lands, basically. And I've also worked on Rust and Frostlands of Fenrilik, and various other projects for Onyx Path, and I like meeting new people, so come look for me as Francis Stewart, most places, unless you're on Twitter, in which case find me at Ronald and Valor, and introduce yourself.
Excellent. And I'm going to be dropping a bunch of links here in the chat. While I'm doing that, Zopa, please give us your pertinence.
I wasn't expecting that. I had to unmute. I am Jerry Hochhalter, playing Zopa, she, her. What's really funny, so I'm just going to throw this link in chat. And my dog's going to whine. When I was doing this, guard races, I almost made the Haglings into a player race because they're so fun.
I love them.
So fun.
I love them so much. They're little adorable, a little adorable Muppet Cenobites. I love them.
Right? Horrifying.
They are my aesthetic 100%.
And who doesn't want to play one of those?
Like if you're looking for a Christmas present for me, go back Dead Man's Rust. But if you're looking for 2 Christmas presents for me, a plush Hagling would be the second.
Nice. You can find me on Twitter at WHPubs and here on Twitch at WH Publications, where on Wednesday I play in Chaz's Final Fantasy XIV inspired 5e actual play. Yay! And then on Fridays over there we do Lore You Know with Sarah. Baby, stop. I'm going to stop talking because my dog is freaking out.
And if you catch the last episode of the Lore You Know, you will find a little bit of discussion of the lovely hats that you're all wearing. I think we should update all of your token art to have a Holocaust hat on it. They're very Scarred Lands, but they're also just ridiculous. I love them. They're great. So on that note, next up, I guess we have Triss. Give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Sarah Stewart. I play Triss, the Slitherin. I'm she, they. Triss is she, her. Triss is the Slitherin Ratfolk Druid. Fridays, the Lore You Know. We just did a second part of Holocaust last Friday. This week, we're going to start digging into the Hornsep Forest to start talking about some of the areas in Rust, at least in terms of the old lore. And because I don't know the whole plot of Rust, so I don't know. But I know it has
rocks fall, everyone dies. Spoilers.
Yeah. So, we do that, and we also have a new title on Drive-Thru available called Yenny's Journal, which goes along with Frostlands of Fenrilik. If you want to check it out, it just sort of adds to that story, and it's got its first review, so it's fun. So please check it out. Give it a review if you like it. And so you can find me here or on Fridays at the Lore You Know. And morelikethis.com is our website.
Beautiful.
More Like This Industries. Sorry, morelikethisindustries.com.
And while I'm putting that link in the chat, Cheshire, give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, so I am Chaz, he, him, plays Cheshire, who is also he, him. And this, I think, is the first combat where Cheshire wasn't almost dead, although because he was just completely afraid and refused to get anywhere near anything.
That is true. Your cowardice served you well.
Lesson to be learned in there somewhere.
But I still have all my blood, but I also didn't help. I'm not sure which one yet. And I DM a few other games. Like I DM on Jeremy's channel, like he said already. And when I'm not DMing, I study storytelling and music and video games and how they all mesh together. And I'm finally almost, thank the Lord, maybe possibly done with my thesis. It's taken so long. I want it.
Oh my God!
Done.
Oh, it's so forever.
I look forward to the day when I can say, "What's your initiative, Doctor?"
Mm-hmm.
Soon come.
Congratulations on that, by the way. I know that you've been working very hard, and I know that it's not easy. So, good on you. Next up, Millie, give us your pertinence, please.
Hello, I am Ayli Cat, she, her pronouns, and I play Millie the Tiefling Ranger, she, they pronouns, and Millie is stoked that after that horrible nightmare, she was able to stand in front of Cheshire and protect him through an entire battle. So that felt good. I'm a fetish model. You can find me on Twitter at Kitty Curiosity, and I'm also part of an X-rated D&D stream called Roll for Seduction, and you can find us online at rollforseduction.com or on Twitter at rollseduction. I'm also one of the writers of Frostlands of Fenric, so check those things out, but only if you're over the age of 18.
Well, except Frostlands. You don't have to be over 18 for Frostlands.
I'll leave it.
That is all true, and yes, definitely. If you are grown, definitely check out Ayli's work. If you're not grown, just wait. You will be eventually. It happens too fast. Trust me. You blink twice and you're 40. All right. I guess that leaves us with Gix, right? That's all floor.
Yes.
Give us your pertinence, please.
I am Tric, aka the hair trick, because cosmic horror and puns are just the best. I play Gix, the 8-foot tall, 300-pound Scrag, which you can find as a playable race in Yelgism's Guide to Gelspad 2. So check that out because it's awesome. And I'm a variety streamer on Twitch, level design, and whatever else tickles my fancy for the day. So if you want to check that out and chat me up, the game's just a backdrop. I'll talk about just about anything. I also have a Patreon where I'm doing all kinds of writing and stuff. So working on some Odysseys and Overlord stuff right now, while I was before this game on a hiatus, sort of kind of waiting for art, but I just got a bunch of art while we were waiting. So now I'm back to working on another thing. So now I have 800 things on my plate. If you're interested in that, check all that out. I also helped a little bit with Frostlands of Fenric, so make sure to sneak a peek at that. I was really, really happy with one of the ends I made. Which started an adventure that I put out.
I was happy with all the ends you made.
I like
team.
I like the ends very much. Definitely pick up Frostlands of Fenric and leave ratings and reviews and tell your friends to pick it up too. The more people support cool stuff like that, the more leeway we get to do more cool stuff like that. I do want to take the opportunity, because I keep forgetting to do it, just to thank Rich and Matthew and Matt at Onyx Path for being supportive of that venture, because they didn't need to let us open a new continent. Like, that was very much very cool of them to let us experiment with that, and it's good to see that it seems to be paying off. People have been buying the book and seem to be enjoying it. So if you want to see more stuff like that, buy it, comment on it, rate it, review it, and share it. I guess that leaves me, I'm Travis Legg, he, him, the dungeon master of this shit show, and when I'm not running this shit show, I run other shit shows on this channel. I will be back this Wednesday to run Scarredland's Sins of Shelzar, or Sins of Soon to No Longer Be of Shelzar, because they've been run out of town. I also have this little
Sins adjacent to Shelzar.
Sins, the sinners formerly known as Shelzari. I'll just have to get a symbol for them, like Prince had. So we've got this Kickstarter going called Dead Man's Rust. This has been the better part of the last year. I've been working on this thing with a wonderful and amazing team of authors who have created what I say absolutely with utter humility, because it wasn't because of me. I think it's the best adventure book that has been produced for 5e so far. And that's 100% a credit to the team that worked on it. I really am proud of it. I really think that you will dig it, and you will, even if you don't run the story that's in it, you will find just countless hours of utility out of the various locations and creatures and NPCs and plot hooks and things that are peppered throughout it. We just put up the second preview today. So that preview alone has 31 villages in it, each of which has 2 or 3 plot hooks. And there's 42, I think, creatures in the preview that came out today. And we have more previews scheduled throughout the duration of the Kickstarter. We are, as of this moment, looks like we're about 220 from our next stretch goal, which will unlock some cool VTT options. And then open us up for the following stretch goal, which is sweet backer t-shirts. And we all want t-shirts that say, I came to the Hornsaw Forest and all I got was stabbed. So
I think I know the guy who wrote that or who came up with it.
Oh my God. I want that.
So
silly Minotaur.
If you could be so kind as to support that on Kickstarter or tell your friends or both, that would be super appreciated. Please be sure, if you've not yet done so, to follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff on whatever channel you happen to be watching this on. And we will be here next week for the next installment of Scarred Lands: A Family Affair. Thank you all so much for taking the time to play with me. It is, as always, an honor and a pleasure. Thank you, audience, for joining us. And please make sure you wear a mask and wash your hands. And if you went somewhere for fucking Thanksgiving, quarantine, please. The least you can do is spend 2 weeks locked away from everyone else for your selfishness.
Yep.
And thank you, Travis. Bye.
Bye.